Hey guys, it's Chris and Faith and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. It is a brand new year. I hope you all had an amazing New Year's or New Year's Eve, depending on when you celebrated. But it is 2024, which is insane to say out loud. Like literally, I feel like I just graduated and it's a whole high school later. Like I graduated in 2020 and now it's 2024. I've never felt more old in my entire life. But with it being January, it is grinding season. Everyone is working out, planning their new goals, starting diets, making mood boards. And I'm not gonna lie, with Christmas, I was so excited for Christmas that I was just caught up in it. And I was not prepared for it being like a totally new year. Like I was not ready to start new goals at all. And I was totally going to just beat myself up about it. But instead, I decided to just sit back, relax, and reflect on everything that had happened in 2023. And when I tell you that, guys, I quite literally manifested my dream life. And I'm going to tell you how I did it. So first off, before we get into anything, let's get a little bit of a backstory. I'm like, let's go back to 2021, which is a period of my life where I call it the isolation era. And you'll understand why. During this period of time, I went from being surrounded by friends. Like I remember thinking I've never just had this many friends, like surrounded by friends and family, to being all alone, not talking to anybody, and being stuck in my college dorm. Not to mention, I went to school in like a different area than where I grew up. So there was like nobody around me that I could like hang out with or anything like that. So I was just completely alone. I had just gone through one of the hardest friendship breakups of my life, which was really weird because it was probably one of the shortest friendships of my life. But for some reason, it was just one of the hardest friendship breakups. Like it personally hurt me on another level. At the time, I was being like way too stubborn to admit how much I was hurting from that situation, that I was just bottling everything up and not telling absolutely anybody how I actually felt about that situation. And it honestly made it worse. I had let go of 2 friends in my life. And because of that, I had kind of lost all of their friends. So I basically lost like 5 friends when I only wanted to just like cut off the 2. Because I had gotten rid of those 2 friends, basically like lost 5 because everybody's connected. The other friends that I had, like outside of those direct 2 groups, I felt like they hated me. Like everyone hated me. That's what I felt. I don't know why. Nobody was acting like they hated me, but in my mind, I was just like, I just don't deserve friends, I guess. Like I just am hated. Nobody likes me. That's what I was feeling. I was definitely spiraling, and it was so not logical that even to this day, I just look back and I'm like, what were you on about? Embarrassing. Anyway, though, after that semester of college, I decided that I just could not do it anymore. I could not be all in my lonesome, stuck in a dorm by myself for another year. Like I just could not. So I dropped out of college, or if you ask my mom, I took a break. I'm like, we're still in that break. School is hard in general, but not having anyone to like talk to about it made it 10,000 times harder. Like I was passing all of my classes with flying colors, but I felt like a failure. Make it make sense. I don't know. But with everything bad, there is always something good. And the good thing is that I attribute this entire era of my life as the sole reason why I have my boyfriend Dylan now. I feel like I was just going through so much during this time that Dylan just came into my life and pulled me out of the trenches. Like literally grabbed me by my hair and just like, girl, get out. Just get out of there. Him being the main person that I would talk to, I feel like just grew our relationship and is the reason that we are where we are now. Like we live together. We have basically like a home together. We curate our lives together. Like the period of time before that, like I didn't have time to just like talk to a boy constantly. Like I was having fun with my girls. Like I was not in the mood for like a whole relationship. And then I went from that to just being alone and able to talk to Dylan on like a daily basis and grow our relationship. And it is just the reason why we are so close today. because I am an optimistic girly, I always try to find something to be grateful for. And that is a big one. Moving on from 2021 to 2022, that was my couch potato era that turned into my manifestation era. I was living with my mom, going back and forth to come see Dylan, and then going back and forth to go see my mom. I wasn't working. I was quite literally not doing anything. During this time, I had like a lot of anxiety, and I literally couldn't even go to Walmart because I just didn't want to see people. I didn't want people to see me. Like, a really low point in my life. Like, all I would do was sit or lay and watch people live through social media, or I would watch imaginary people live their lives on Netflix. Like a couch potato, more like a bed potato. Like, I never left my bed. At the time, I knew exactly what I wanted in life, but it felt so impossible that there was like no use in even trying. Like, I just felt like everything was just so far away from me, and like I just couldn't reach even a tip of what I wanted. And so there was like no use in even reaching out. And then one day I just came across this video called How to Manifest Your Dream Life, like step by step. I watched a lot of other videos about manifestation, but for some reason I remember this one like sticking out to me. And I watched a couple other videos from her. And that day I decided that I was going to make a slideshow presentation of just absolutely breaking down every single thing that I wanted in life, down to the smallest of details, things that I felt were impossible. I downloaded my girl Pinterest, and guys, when I tell you that this like lit a fire on my little match that I thought was like crumbling down to pieces and never gonna spark again. And guys, I just remember being so proud of this little slideshow and just like being so excited for it to become my reality. Like, I could literally cry. That's how much like it sparked like a fire in me. Like, it gave me hope again when I felt like I had like none. And for the longest time, I would wake up every day and I'd go through my manifestation slideshow, read it word for word, just go down, feel what it feels like for it to actually be my present life. And then every night when I would go to bed, I would lay there and just visualize it. Just visualize everything that I would do. I would wake up, I'd walk to the kitchen, I'd pour my glass of water, I'd this and that. Like, I would just fully visualize as if I'm in make-believe and this is my reality. And I would feel like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for my life. Like, I would have that gratefulness there because in my mind, like, this was my reality. It sounds delusional, I get it, but like, it was so helpful that I can't even explain how it changed my life. Now, I know that there are going to be a lot of skeptics, and that's fine. Like, I'm literally in a relationship with the biggest skeptic. Dylan is the biggest skeptic. But regardless of if you believe in like the law of attraction, manifesting and saying out loud what I wanted not only made me feel like I could achieve it, but I was worthy of it. And it also reminded me of my goal that I wanted to work towards every day. And before anything, I do want to give credit where credit is due and say that most of the changes in my life are because of my boyfriend Dylan. And I could go on and on about just like how good of a partner he is and just everything to do with him, but I know that he would absolutely hate that. Like, he's just not that person. So instead, let's go through my slideshow. We are back. Things have shifted over a little bit so that y'all could have room to see my slideshow. But this is the beginning page of my slideshow. I do have some things covered because I am a girl with dyslexia, and I absolutely hate when people try to read ahead of me. So don't think y'all are gonna be slick. Let's get into it. I do want to give a disclaimer that not everything in this slideshow I have in my possession. I'm only 22. Some things are still in the works. Like, I don't have my dream car, for example. I'm only 22. Like, these things I'm still manifesting in life. And just because I'm manifesting them doesn't mean I want them in 3 days. I did follow somebody's template for their manifestation slideshow. I'm not sure if it was her template or somebody else's template, but yeah. Starting off with the first slide, this is just like a entry into my life. What's my name? Where do I live? All of that. So first off, it is very important to say facts in between like the stuff that you want because you're speaking it into existence. So the first thing that I wrote was, my name is Kristen Faith. I'm like, there's no lie there. My name is Kristen Faith. Okay, it goes. The next thing is my location. Guys, when I tell you, I wasn't even like living with Dylan at all, like at this point. But I decided to put that I moved out of Texas and am now living happily in blank with my partner Dylan. I'm like, we were really on the delusional train, but here we are. I've literally lived with him for a year now. A year exactly now. The next thing I wrote was about a car, and I put, I drive a white SUV that is always spotless and smells brand new. Again, I don't have that in my possession yet. I'm like, but we're working on it. We're working on it in life. This is where we get really delulu at the time. The next one is about my job. At this time, not only did I just not have a job, I did not post on social media at all whatsoever during this time. Like maybe on Snapchat, but like not in the way of like YouTube or like posting like content. I would just like post my life, but never content. I don't know if I'm going to show the numbers. Maybe one of them. I decided to put that I am a full-time social media content creator with over blank amount of subscribers on YouTube and over 50,000 TikTok followers. Again, I probably had like less than 500 at the time. I was delulu. But when I tell you that literally just the other day, one of my TikToks blew up and I went from having 9,000 followers to right now I have 42.4 thousand followers. Guys, this was like my outrageous goal. Like this was like my, I'm just throwing it in the stars. Like, I don't even think this will ever happen goal, you know? And I'm so close to it now that I'm like actually shook. Like I can't comprehend. I can't comprehend this. This has all happened within like the first few days of the new year. So I'm still like in the process of like, oh my God, my TikTok like blew up. Like, you know what I mean? I am just, first off, so grateful. Second off, just amazed. Like I'm just, I can't comprehend it. I was getting all the angel numbers the day that I was going to post this TikTok and I was so scared to post it. And I was just like, fuck it. I pressed post and I literally got like 30,000 followers overnight. Just do it if you want to do it. That's all I have to say. And that's because I'm not even like some like outrageous successful TikToker. Like I'm just barely getting a little bit of love. But like, I don't know, even just maybe a week ago, this felt like such a crazy, so far away goal. And now it's literally like at the tips of my fingers. I can't comprehend that, guys. Moving on, because I could talk about this forever. And because I am like trying to reach pretty much the exact same goals that I was in 2022, I'm pretty much going to just tweak a little bit of this slideshow. So I think I'm actually going to bump up that goal, because why not? And yeah, that's all I'm going to change for that first slide. The next slide quite literally is my favorite. It is giving hot girl vibes, like clean girl aesthetic, beautiful. And this was all about my home. Again, at this time, I didn't even have a bedroom in my mom's home. Like I was just free. I was just roaming around. But my delusional ass was like, no, I'm going to have my dream apartment. I'm going to live with Dylan. It's going to be great. And I decided to write down everything that I wanted. This is where the Pinterest comes in. I put all of the pictures of what I wanted my house to just like embody and feel like. And the first thing that I wrote down was, my apartment embodies beauty, cleanliness, and comfort. And what can I say? No, but seriously, I just feel like the vibes of this entire slideshow are like the vibes that my apartment gives me. I don't know. It is comfy. Like we have our throw blankets. I do try to keep it clean all the time. And not to toot my own horn, but I think my place is beautiful. I don't know. The next thing that I wrote was, immediately upon entering, you feel at home and are comforted by the beautiful scent of, and at the time I put Cloud by Ariana Grande, but I've kind of moved past that. So I think I'm actually going to change that to like the beautiful scent of apple and pumpkin, which is my favorite candle right now. But I have to say that when I was doing like all of my hosting and all of that for the holidays, I did get told that my place smelled great. So I think it's a slay. We did it. The next thing that I wrote was, as soon as I am home, I feel at peace. This could not be more true. Like, this is just my safe place. Like, every time I walk into this place, I'm just like, I'm comforted by knowing that this is like my home. My kitchen is my safe haven where I enjoy making delicious foods. And I have to say, I feel like I've made a lot of good meals in this kitchen. Have we had some slip-ups and horrible recipes go on? Yes, but I actually just wrote down like a bunch of different recipes that I want to have to teach like my future kids. So I think that this one is a yes. I don't know. Moving on. I have a garden in the backyard where I frequently have get-togethers with family and friends. First off, I don't have a garden. That is like the one thing that I just haven't really put a lot of effort into. Maybe we'll do it this summer. I'm like a video of me making a garden for my backyard. But I have had get-togethers with family and friends. And for my family personally, my siblings loved the backyard. Like, that is where they were the entire time. So I think that's just a full circle moment. Now, the third slide is something that I am completely going to be changing and scrapping, but I will read it to you anyway. The two things that the guide had was to write one about your identity and to write one about your morning routine. The morning routine just did not happen at all. I am not someone that can have like very, very strict guidelines with a lot of things in between. Like, I'm not going to take a cold shower every day and not be on my phone for at least an hour every day, meditate every morning, like wake up at 6 a.m. every day. Like, I was doing a little too much. So we have made it a little bit better, and we'll go through that at the end of this. But for the identity, I put Kristen Faith is a hardworking girl boss. I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am confident, radiant, forgiving, understanding, and always willing to learn something new. I am kind, organized, polite, and an overachiever when appropriate. I am always there for people, but know how to nicely set a boundary when needed. I am exactly who my younger self would look up to. I am successful, but very humble because of it. I am a master manifester and manifest greatness into my life and others. I am the perfect package, and I love myself for that. Guys, I love this because I remember the first time that I wrote it, I didn't feel like any of this, like at all. And now when I'm reading it, I'm like, yeah, like I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am confident. I am radiant. I am a master manifester. Like, I am all of these things. I don't know. This just doesn't feel like so out of reach the way that it did at the beginning. I don't know. All of this to say that I'm super proud, and I feel like I have definitely become just everything that I wanted to become. Moving on to my next slide. This is a slide about Dylan, and I'm not going to go through it. Well, let's move past this because I feel like it's just more personal. The next things were my beliefs. I believe in myself and my capabilities to achieve exactly what it is that I want. And again, at this point, I could not feel anything but the opposite of this. Like, I did not think that I could do anything. I believe that being kind is the most important thing in life, and that also includes being kind to myself. I feel like I've become so kind to myself compared. I believe everyone is equal and it doesn't matter what you look like or what you have, you deserve rights and love. I believe in showing people grace and kindness, and I believe it will return to me. I believe my interactions with people will help to show them that the world can be better. I believe by treating myself well, others will treat me well. I believe by eating well, working out, and practicing self-love, I improve myself daily. I believe having a clean environment at all times helps my mental health. I believe dressing up and getting ready every day helps me feel loved by myself, which I cannot express how true that is. I used to never get ready and I would just feel like shit every single day. And now I get dressed even if the only person that I'm going to see is myself or Dylan. Like, I always try to just do that so that I'll have like a very good day. I believe good things will always come. And the last thing that I put was, I believe God, the universe, is on my side. This next slide is honestly one of my favorites. It is all of the girls that I look up to. I specifically put women because, I don't know, it's just easier to see yourself in the shoes of other women. I put my fam, honestly, my favorite YouTuber at the time. I loved just how beautiful and inspiring her content was. I put Zendaya. Honestly, I don't know why, but what a slay. I mean, I love Zendaya. I'm just not like a super fan like I am to all of these other women. I put Emma Chamberlain. I love her coffee business, her marketing, it's just perfect. Hailey Fam, I was obsessed with her at the time. Now she's like a book YouTuber, but I still watch her. And I don't even like books, so I'm like, obviously I love her for a reason. Alicia Marie, she is probably one of my biggest like YouTuber inspirations. I just love like her work ethic. Then I put Chris, Chloe, and Kim. They all serve different purposes. I love how Chris just shares her success. I love how good of a mom Chloe is. And I put Kim because she's hot and she believes in herself. And I like her work ethic. And then I put, I am a successful businesswoman. My goal is to entertain people, help those who might be struggling. I have a fantastic work ethic and I always strive for the best. When I tell you that I had quite literally the worst work ethic ever at this time, the worst work ethic. And I was like, no, like I am going to have the best work ethic. And guys, when I tell you, I've literally spent like 10 hours editing a video one day. For December, was just pumping out the content. I was doing daily on TikTok. I was posting multiple times on YouTube. I was being the social media manager for my other job. I was also just doing my daily other jobs like work. And I just feel like I have come so far from the person who made this specific slide that it is insane. This is where all of the magic happens, I think. I put every single little detail of every single thing that I wanted, and it's very long. So if y'all skip this, I won't blame you, but I would stick around. I put, I am beautiful and I know it. I remember at the time feeling the opposite of this. My skin is glowing, clear, and moisturized. I had horrible acne. Now my skin is glowing, clear, and moisturized. I have control over what I want in life. My hygiene is great and I smell divine. I read this to my friend the other day and she was like, girl, you do smell good. Which was just always my biggest goal. But I remember when I wrote this, I was just having the hardest time getting myself out of the bed to literally just brush my teeth, to literally just want to take a shower. So I have an abundance of money and I never feel poor. I wouldn't say that I have just so much money. Like just yesterday, my paycheck for 2 weeks was like $100. But I never feel poor, like ever. Even when I have like $14 in my bank account, like I never feel poor. And although I'm not like the richest person in the world, I definitely never have to wonder if I'm gonna have my next meal. So I would say that I have an abundance of money and I never feel poor. The next one is I am a loved and humble creator. I'm not completely sure where I was going with that, but maybe it had to do with YouTube, because the next one is I post YouTube videos weekly. Again, I didn't even post at this time, and all throughout 2023, I pretty much, other than when I got my surgery, posted weekly. My content makes me happy and I'm very proud of it. I have healthy control over my eating habits. During this time, I was binging so much. And if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I recently, in 2023, lost 120 pounds. And I would definitely say that now I have a healthy control over my eating. The next one is I feel healthy. I am healthy. My nails are strong, long, and beautiful. And slay, because they are. Now the next one, I put my hair is growing and thickening to my desired look. Guys, these are extensions. Because of all of my weight loss and my weight loss surgery journey, I have quite literally like no hair. So this is one of those ones that I'm going to continue to manifest. But that one is the only one that's like so far from the truth. Like I have probably the thinnest hair I've ever had in my entire life. When I made this, I'm like, the hair was thick. My family, friends, and partner never feel neglected by me. Hopefully they don't. And like, y'all can comment down below. But I feel like definitely in 2023, I've tried to become just a better sister, daughter, friend, all of that. I am forgiving and understanding. I am that girl, the girl I always wanted to be. I always give myself a clean environment. My mental health is better than it ever has been. And quite literally, better than it ever has been. I have fun. I love adventure. When I went to Disney, I literally went on every single thrill ride that I could get on. Like I would have never done that a year ago. I love talking to people and learning about others. I make really good, delicious food. My handwriting is gorgeous and I am learning to write in cursive. I haven't really learned how to write in cursive, but I have to say, I wrote everybody's names in like cursive for Christmas, and everybody said that it came out really cute. Also, I always write in cursive in my journal. I am grateful for my life. I am athletic and appreciate all my body can do for me. My birth control works really good for me, and it doesn't make me overly emotional or affect me badly in any way. So when I wrote this, I was actually quite literally on the worst birth control that I could ever be on in my life. Now I have a non-hormonal copper IUD, and yes, I do bleed 24/7, 365 days out of the week, but I'd rather do that than be the emotional mess that I was before. So I would say that this one came true. I receive all abundance with harm to none, and all I give is love. All of my family is safe and doing great. They really are doing great. I try to live a life with a greener thumb, helping the environment. I would say that this is like the one area that I really lacked in 2023. Like the amount of paper towels that I used, not okay. Fashion is easy for me and a way to express myself. Obviously, with losing weight, I've gotten so many more opportunities to dress myself. I feel like this outfit is so my style right now. 2022 is a great year for me. I think I meant to put 2023, but I did write this in 2022. Then I put the basic, like, money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, money loves my company, when money comes it lasts. I am great at saving my money. I could probably be better. People feel loved when I am around. I make genuine friends easily. That is something I'm super grateful for. Not only did I regain a lot of my old friends, but I have made some new friends, which is exciting. Motivation comes to me easily. I learn something new every day. I love the way exercise makes me feel. I truly do. I am constantly loving myself and doing things to make me happy. I have an abundance of energy. I fall asleep easily at appropriate hours of the day. I thought that this one wasn't true, but then when I really thought about it, when I wrote this, I was going to sleep at like 5 a.m. and now I go to bed at like 12. I'm very motivated and driven to work. Again, did not have any motivation in the world at this time, and I could not even fathom the thought of working. I love my job / career, which I love not only like creating content, it's not really like my job, but in my mind, it's part of it. And then I also am obsessed with like my actual job that I make money from. So I'd say that that one is just an accomplishment that I got. I feel creatively accomplished on the daily. I am always in the right place at the right time. I am in my best timeline. I am successful. I am an excellent communicator, and I am financially stable and free. I love this slide. This was the slide that I would wake up and just read every single morning. And the fact that this almost feels like I'm just saying things about my life now, when in the past it felt like, oh my God, are these ever gonna happen? And now I'm reading this and I'm like, yeah, like this is just my life. And to end it off, I made a collage of just what I wanted my life to look like. And just the other day I showed this to my boyfriend and he was like, yeah, like that's you, like that's your aesthetic, that's everything that you are. And I'm like, I made this when I had none of it. So that's great. Literally, even just the little details of like my phone looks almost exactly like that. And the only thing that I don't have is a dog. I'm like, so let's all convince Dylan in the comments to give me a puppy. But yeah, literally at this time I didn't even wear gold jewelry. I wore all silver. And now all I wear is gold. I put editing, YouTube, being organized. I'm very organized now. I just feel like I definitely have just my dream life. Like I literally manifested my dream life, went from nothing to everything. Oh my gosh, I literally just got a text from my sister that said, fam, I just bought you the cutest Valentine's Day blanket. I just love life. And like, we are living an abundant life. That is gonna be it for today's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I have truly, I'm telling you, manifested my dream life. I'm like, and you can do it too. I was gonna go into like my New Year's resolutions, challenges, all of that stuff, but I figured that we can just keep it for the next upload, which I think is going to be like New Year, New Me vlog. So get excited for that, but I will see you in my next one. And if you made it this far, I literally love you. Besitos. And I will see you in my next video. Oh, bye-bye.